What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is indeed Wednesday, which means a new summit is now live here in Motorfest. And for this week, we have the Way of the Lightning, which I would admit, you are most likely going to feel like you're actually the Way of the Lightning after this one. The rewards are going to be a yellow lightning smoke and the lovely Infinity Q60 Project Black, which funnily enough was my favorite street vehicle back in the Crew 2. I don't know if it's going to be as good in this game, but nothing some testing honestly won't get rid of. Now, looking at the summit here, though, guys, the Way of the Lightning has a pretty interesting modifier. The Nitro Instant Refill, which, by the way, literally means that you can actually go through your entire nitrous bar and have all of it legit instantly. Like, not even kidding, you can basically hold down that nitrous button the entire time you're actually driving any car in the entire summit. At least for, the main 6 events here. This doesn't actually work in the skills. But luckily in the main events, though, you can basically use the nitrous as much as you possibly want to. Pretty much flying out of every corner, basically every straightaway. You can pretty much stay on that nitrous button the entire time, but for this summit, guys, we are going to have 3 skills here. One of them is a speed trap. For this one, though, it is going to be a speed trap, so you most likely guess the fact that you're going to have to use a dragster. I would say basically any other class in this is probably going to legitimately be useless. But for this one, though, I only got 325 miles an hour, which, by the way, is still going to be pretty decent at 123,000 points. If you honestly did go insane, you can probably get around 130, maybe 132-ish if you probably went like insanely quick. But I would admit, guys, it honestly isn't going to be insanely worth it trying to time it perfectly. But the big thing on the speed trap, though, is a nitro chemist set is absolutely insane. It really does make the dragster so dang quick. But moving over to the next one, though, is going to be a slalom. For this, I actually decided to run a rally vehicle, which if you guys do have a score breaker, you can pretty much run any vehicle class of your liking. But if you are looking to get like the highest score possible, you are most likely going to want to use an Alpha GP car because, well, they are obviously going to be the best overall option. Now, moving over to the next skill, though, is going to be a Bullseye. I actually have to admit, some of these are going to be pretty dang fun, and you are most likely going to notice that you can run any vehicle once again. The reason why I did use a motocross bike, though, is because there is going to be some off-roading at the end. So I was like, you know what, let's just run a motocross bike on this to make it a bit easier. There's also going to be an area where you are going to be in the water. I did notice the vehicles like a motocross bike can go in the water, but I would admit, guys, I would actually switch over to one of your favorite boats. For me, that's easily going to be the Vector V40R. Once again, do not forget that score breaker because it does tremendously help in these bullseyes. After that, though, you will then want to switch back into the motocross or like the main ground vehicle you are running, and then pretty much run toward the objective and you're basically good to go. Overall, I would say the bullseyes are honestly pretty dang easy. Now, moving over to the main events here, guys, a lot of them are all obviously going to be electric based, besides the Rally Raid event here, which funnily enough is also the Hummer, which is also going to be electric. Now, the top 2 events here are going to be in the racing category. For these, though, you can actually run the exact same car, which is going to be the Hoonigan S1. I would actually say this is probably going to be the better option for both of them. But I also have to admit at the same time, guys, yes, the Hoonigan is great. In the second event here, you can also run the lovely Volkswagen Electric R, which that thing is honestly going to be a great option as well. I actually decided to run the Hoonigan because I do run in first-person mode, and for some odd reason, it was easier to see in the Hoonigan compared to the Volkswagen. It's also going to be raining in the second event, so I would probably say being able to see is something that you kind of need there. And then moving over to the next event, though, is going to be a Tier 2 race. For this, though, it is going to be based in Germany, so you obviously have to run the Porsche Taycan. For this, I would easily say is going to be a pretty dang good vehicle. Overall, though, I would say the Porsche Taycan is probably going to be one of the best Tier 2 vehicles in this game. The only thing I would say that might end up holding this car back is probably like its top speed because, well, it's only going to do around 230 miles an hour. But funnily enough, though, that's not going to stop that car from being great in the next event. The hybrid engine, once again, is going to be based on the electric vehicles, which at this point, though, probably isn't going to be very shocking because that is most likely going to be the theme of the entire summit. Before this event though, the Taycan Turbo S is going to be an absolute blast on this racetrack. The one thing here is you can run the Nitrous basically every single chance you get. Like, not even kidding, guys, you can have your finger on that Nitrous button the entire event. The second the Nitrous does go away, it instantly fills back up. Like, not even kidding here, though, this summit is probably going to be one of my favorite summits I've done so far in this game. If you guys haven't done that many summits, I would definitely recommend doing this one. It really is going to be that fun, but for the next one here is going to be the BMW i8 Roadster. For this, guys, there's one thing I would recommend doing on this event. If you're like me and you actually run manual, put that in automatic because of the nitrous. I know a lot of players might be like, well, yeah, manual is probably better for this car, which before this, I would definitely recommend doing automatic. That way you can spam the nitrous. You also will not have to worry about shifting or, keeping the car in the right gear. That way you can get the most power ever. I would probably say being an automatic is the best option. Then for the final event here, it is going to be with the lovely Hummer. So it's once again going to be an electric vehicle. Luckily, it's actually off-road, driving a rally raid vehicle, which is honestly amazing. Now, overall, though, I would say the biggest tip I can give for every single event in this summit is to, yes, you obviously have unlimited nitrous. I would definitely recommend being careful, though, because you can easily fly off the road. I unfortunately did this way too many times in every single event. Because I was having so much fun spamming the nitrous in basically every chance I got, I was like, oh, there's a turn, and flew right off the cliff. I mean, it was kind of funny, but we obviously don't want to do that because it hurts our score. But besides all that, though, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. Let's jump right into this.